Hey guys, we're live. I'm Jeff with eBay Addicts, and I got a returning guest coming back, Joey Bada Bing 22. What's going on, bro?
What's up, Jeff? My man, eBay Addicts. What's up, buddy? How are you?
Hey man, I'm doing well. I'm glad that you made it back. It's been a while, man. I've been waiting for a couple of months to catch up with you, bro.
I know,
You've
man.
been moving every time you guys don't know. I talk to Joey almost every week, every other week. I message him back and forth on Instagram. So
Yeah.
we talk all the time. And he messaged me and said he was up in New York visiting family, and then he got sick, and then you
Yeah.
quit your job, and I was like, "What is going on?" I was
Right? I
like
do all this
yeah, like
stuff and I
right,
get
what is going
sick and
on? Right,
everything.
we need to have right, we need to have a camera crew that just follows Joey around, you know. So
Yeah.
what's going on, bro? How have you been?
Dude, I've been it's been a crazy roller coaster. It's totally different when you're your own boss and stuff. And I mean, it's just doing your thing. It's a totally different aspect when you work for somebody full time for, I'm 24, so I've been working for somebody since I'm, 13. I think about 13 or 14. I worked at Publix, or maybe even 16. I don't know, so somewhere around that age. But I played baseball my whole life, but I've always had to work for somebody, and I didn't realize it until I found out about eBay and how you can sell things on eBay and stuff and be your own boss. And I learned so much from YouTube. I learned so much from you. I learned so much from everybody, and
Everybody, right?
so
Well,
I
first,
quit my
Joey, go
job
ahead.
and
Go ahead and introduce yourself real quick, just because in case people don't know who you are. Because
got you.
you're like a YouTube celebrity, but just in case somebody doesn't know who you are, go ahead
Right.
and tell them who you are. Right?
So this is Joey Bada Bing 22, your local mailman. And yeah, I used to be a mailman. I quit my job about almost 3 months ago. And yeah, I became a full-time eBay reseller. I sell stuff on Facebook. I sell stuff on Mercari, but mainly on eBay. It's been a crazy roller coaster, like I said. And yeah, what I do is I just buy stuff for cheap and sell it for high on eBay. So, um,
So, so Joey was a former full-time mailman. After we've been talking about this for months and months and months. He finally did it. He put his 2 weeks notice in. He said, "Sayonara, see you later," and he quit his job at the post office to become a full-time reseller, bro.
yeah,
How does it feel, man? Because you get to be your own boss and you get to make up your own work schedule. You can
right.
stay up as late as you want to, sleep in as late as you want to, but it's
Yeah,
like you still got bills to pay and you're the boss now. So if like
right,
you didn't make enough money that month, you can't like go and yell at somebody and say, "Hey, you messed up my paycheck." Like you're the only one to blame, right?
right. So
You and your coworker. How's Destiny doing?
she's doing good. She is. Well, actually, she was with her whole family in about an hour north. Her grandpa. She doesn't really talk to him, but he got sick from COVID, and he's not been doing too well, health issues. And he's actually in the hospital. So the whole family went to about an hour away. It was in Palm Bay, and so yeah, they've been over there, and she just came home today. So yeah.
All right, let's say hello to a few people in the chat real quick. I wanted to say hey to Diary of a Flipper. He
What up,
says
my
two of
man?
my favorite two of my favorites. Hey, thanks for coming by and hanging out with us today. I'm gonna give a shout out here to my buddy Cali Reseller Louise is in the chat.
Louise.
He says, "Hey Jeff and Joey, let's go, right?"
Let's
So if you have
go.
questions, go ahead and drop it in the chat if you have questions for our guest. So Joey live. I live on the west side of Florida in Tampa. Joey
Right.
lives on the East Coast, way over
Yeah.
there, like
Like the West
like you're in
Palm
Palm
area.
Bay area you're near Melbourne. You're over there on the East Coast,
I'm an
right? How
hour
far?
south. I'm an hour south of Palm Bay.
Yeah. So we've been trying to meet up. It's just every time we try to make up our schedules, we've just got busy different schedules and everything.
Hmm.
Cherry Picker Flipper is here. Says, "Hey, where do you source your items at? And did they ever get lost? Mail auctions in Atlanta." Um,
so so what he's saying is, yeah, I've had packages lost before. Thank gosh, when I was doing eBay, I was still working for the post office in the Christmas time, and I didn't really have that many packages going out like as we do now. 10 packages a day almost. Well, not that much, but it depends. It varies. Um, I would say at least 6 to 10 sales a day. But what he's talking about, the mail getting lost. and then they're selling them like at auction houses or something like that. I've seen that. I've seen it in Las Vegas. I've seen that in different areas. But yeah, it's terrible how they lose the items and then they sell them. Like I don't. It's weird. Like um,
Yeah.
like I've had a golf club just lost in not too long ago, and it's like, where is it? Like, there's no way that you can lose a golf club. It's this big, you know?
Well, you know what's crazy is that like you pay for the shipping and you pay for tracking and it has a tracking number and everything. So how an item just comes up missing and lost is beyond me. But I've
Yeah.
definitely had stuff where I've tried to ship stuff across country to California, New York, or I try to ship something to Hawaii, and then the dude's like, "Hey, I never got my package." And then we pull the tracking and it gets like halfway to its destination and then it just stops moving for whatever
Yeah.
reason. So
Yeah.
it's weird, man. But I just try to keep my cost of goods really low. So I mean, if I've got 50 cents or a dollar tied up in the item and the dog ate it, the postman lost it, the customer
Mhm.
wants a refund, whatever it is, your cost of goods are very low. So if something does happen, your package gets lost in the mail, you just give the customer a refund and you go on about your day. Your mic is off, Joey.
No, yeah, yeah. No, I'm
So
listening. I'm listening.
anyways, so what we got to talk about this. We got a bunch of stuff to catch up on. I haven't talked to you like we talk on Instagram, but I haven't got to talk to you face to face in a couple of months. So first of all, man, we got to talk about this. This is the title of the video: how Joey Bada Bing 22 quit his job at the post office and became a full time reseller. So tell me, what kind of led you up to this decision? Because most people, like to them, a lot of people, man, getting a job at the post office is like a dream job for them because they
Yeah.
have health insurance, they have benefits, they have a pension, they have a steady paycheck coming in every week. So for most people, it's really hard to get on to the post office. So what kind of like led you down that road where you're like, okay, this is cool and all. I like the stability of having benefits. I like having a steady paycheck coming in every week. But you're like, I only have 24 hours in a day, and so many of these hours. Because if you're working 8 hours a day, you have to factor your commute back and forth to work. That may be another 45 minutes or an hour. Then when you get home, you have to like change out of your work clothes, shave, shower, cook, grab something to eat. So now all of a sudden, this 8 hour day turned into 10 hours. And now
Right.
maybe you had a 30-minute lunch break. So now
Yeah.
you're like, okay, well, there's 10, 11 hours right there out of my day that I'm trading in
So,
for a paycheck. So
you're
what,
talking.
what led you down this road? Go ahead.
So, also you're talking like to and from work as well. I used to drive like 35 minutes to work there and back. So that's another an hour and 10 minutes, You think
Right.
about your time and just in life in general. How much time you're putting into a job that people just really don't care about you. And it's more of just like a number. I'm more of a number. What time are you going to get back? When I used to work at the post office, what time are you going to get back so the mail can get put out? Because obviously, the mail's got to be put out to get sent out to all of us, and our eBay stuff or eBay, Mercari. But being your own boss is a whole different level. It's a whole different outlook on just life. And you see how much time you put into things. Like, let's just say I go to a thrift store all day where, we wake up, thrift stores. Am I lagging or are you?
We were froze for a second. It was froze on your end, but keep going.
Okay. Sorry. But yeah, you work, 6 hours, but I love this. I'm finding items that I'm buying for $4 and selling them for 80. Some people don't even make $80 in one day, and that's one item. Of course you have to spend the money to make the money, but it's incredible what we do in a day, and you go thrifting, like we go thrifting Tuesdays and Wednesdays, and then we list at least 15 things a day on our eBay store. But it's a process. It's not just you go to work and then you come home and then that's it. There's more to it. You got to be disciplined, you got to be humble. There's a lot of things that go through being a full-time, working by yourself or working with my case with Destiny. But it's hard. It's not easy. People, I thought it was going to be really easy. I want to be making YouTube videos and TikToks and all this stuff, but Being full time is difficult, but you have to, I'm learning a lot from this. How to be, time management skills, and how to, run a business, and just to be smart and not work harder, and work smarter, not harder.
Yeah.
So that's what we do, that's how we work. All of us are, resellers, in the community and stuff, is
Yeah.
we do this because we want that freedom. We want that I have a passion for this. And to be able to be at my family's house at 4 o'clock, I would, if I was working at the post office, I'd be still in the mail truck right now, and I look at those things that I can do this right now. I'm still selling stuff while I'm sitting here, and I'm still
Yeah.
making money. But it's that time that you put into it to create that, those sales.
Yeah.
And all I can say to the people is, you know don't give up, keep working hard, and you'll reach your dreams. And that's where we're at.
Yeah, man. It's definitely cool reselling, man. I just shipped out this package yesterday, and it was a computer software disc, and it was still new in the shrink wrap. I picked it up at the thrift store for 75 cents. It sold within like 2 weeks for $50. And when you
Wow.
turn 75 cents into $50, not every item you pick up like that is going to be a home run item. But I mean,
Yeah.
it just gives you that almost like that adrenaline. It's almost like you won a poker hand or something, right? You
Right.
get that like rush from reselling.
Dude,
So
I
that's
love that.
awesome. That's awesome, man. We got to talk to your buddy here in the chat real quick. Philly Flipper. He says, "Who is this loser?" I don't know if he's talking about me or Joey,
you
but
talk you talking about Iron Man, or who are you talking
oh,
about?
so I wanted to give a shout out to Philly Flipper is in the chat. So hey man, so talk to me, man, because you're still really really young, man. So what are some of your goals that you have for the future? I mean, obviously you're going to be growing and trying to scale your YouTube channel because I know that's one of the things that you want to do. You're going to
Yeah.
grow your reselling business because I remember, dude, it might have been 6 months ago or something. It was me, you, and Drew. We were all on the live stream, and
Yeah.
I was like telling you, I was like, "Hey, Joey, man, you need to get some of those clear totes that Drew has to
Yeah.
store your stuff." And you're like, "No, man, I'm good." I'm like, "No, for real, for real. You need to like have your stuff organized." And
Yeah.
it seems like your life changed so quickly in the past, 6 months or the past year. And you're still young, like you said, you're 24 years old. So, what are some of the things that you really want to do with your business and with your life over the next 5 years from now? I mean, are you in Destiny? Have you guys talked about maybe settling down and get married and having kids one day? Like, what are some of the goals that you? I'm not trying to put words in your mouth, but what are some of the things that you want to do, man?
First off, I kind of have everything I need, you don't know what you need in life. And, you look at things and it's just like more of wants and needs. And, right now is just time. Just enjoy my parents, how long we're still on this earth. Um, I kind of look at it as, work hard, but also enjoy the little moments in life, because life's too short. Life's too short to work so much, and I say work hard, but work smart. And, what I see down in 5 years, I want to open a business. I would like to open like I don't know, like I've been thinking about opening some businesses and stuff on the down low. I don't want to release what I want to do yet, but, I
Like,
want to
will
be
it be
my
like a brick and mortar type of business that we're talking
some
about, or what?
something like that. It doesn't have to do with
Yeah.
reselling. It's just something that, would be cool. I think would benefit our town and stuff. Um, there's a lot of things that I want to do. Like I always say, like I want to be a bartender. Maybe I'll go get a job for 2 weeks or a month and just go bartend or something like that. It's
well,
just,
well,
I want to do the
well,
things that people don't do. I want to, how people have dreams and aspirations, but they don't fulfill them. I
uh,
want to be that person that does that, and a big thing is my YouTube channel. I really love creating content. I love making videos. I just made a TikTok for the first time about reselling. I used to make TikTok videos just for fun, like nothing reselling related, but I made one for TikTok and it's kind of got me motivated just to make more because I just enjoy watching myself. And later down the road, you can watch that, like 10 year or 5 years from now, like you said, what do you look at? And it's those things, and if kids and a marriage is in the future, hopefully, I want to show them what I do. I want to, I want them to show their kids and their grandkids and their kids' kids, and
yeah,
and hopefully YouTube will still be around. But
Uh-huh.
it's just really cool that I can create content and I can watch it back and relive a story that I'm unraveling for you guys.
Well, you'll
Um,
be fine. You'll be fine, Joey. I see every time you're over there hanging out with Drew and Drew's kids and his family. So
yeah.
whenever the time is right and you're ready to settle down and have kids, you'll be a great father. It's just
Oh,
it's
of
not.
course.
It's not something you want to rush into tomorrow, but maybe somewhere down the road, whenever it happens, bro.
Yeah.
So let's give a shout out here to a few people here in the chat. I want to give a shout out here to my buddy BK from the Rockies this year. The ATL Flipper just stopped by. Says, "What's up, everybody? I see you, Joey, with a fresh haircut.
You
I
know
know,
it.
right?" And I wanted to say hey to Hot Flip Heidi. Says, "I'm in a restaurant, so reading lips. Stop fumbling, Joey."
I'm
And
sorry, Heidi.
I wanted to say hey to Philly Flipper is here in the chat. Kelly Reseller Louise. We have a question here from Bay C. Says, "How do you determine when you quit your full time job?" So that's the title of our video today. So how was it for you? Because I still have I don't know if I wouldn't call it a full time job, but I still do my courier gig. But what got you to that point when you were just like, okay, I have enough money set aside to pay my bills? Because when I talked to you last and you're like, bro, I want to quit my job, I was like, I don't think you should do it because you know, like you have a car payment, you have a Tesla, you still have your car, right? And
Yeah.
you have a mortgage and you have to buy groceries. And I didn't want you to be in the situation where you have to choose between buying groceries or paying the light bill this month. It wasn't
Right.
that I didn't think that you could do the work. It's just that I see a lot of people that are just like, oh, I'm
It's
going to quit my job. And then 60 days later, they're like, dude, I really need some food. So I didn't
yeah.
want you to be one of those people. So
No.
you want to answer, kind of go over the question. It says, how do you determine when to quit your full time job? And you're still young. You're only 24 years old. So if it didn't work out, you could go get another job doing something else. It wasn't
Oh,
like
of course.
the end of the world, right?
Yeah.
So talk a little bit about your situation.
So the whole thing about it is the uncertainty or the unknown of the future, and those are really hardcore words to use in the situation of how to determine how you can quit a full-time job. Literally, I had a full-time job with benefits and with a route that I can have. I'm a regular, I'm not the little guy anymore. I had everything. I literally had everything for 30 years, but that's what I settle for, like that's what everybody settles for. That's what society will tell you. I'm young. I'm 24. I can make those decisions and I can do that. But I know I can be successful doing this because I've learned how to do it in the past 2 years, maybe even more. Um, there's a lot of research that I did. There was a lot of knowledge that I had to learn about before I can do this. I didn't really look at it as the money side because money comes and goes. Everybody needs their money, but I don't look at that as my Lord and Savior. Like if you can say that, money comes and goes, but my bills will always be paid because I will work hard enough to make sure that happens. And it's just you have to know that you are confident in yourself, that you're proud, that you can say I can quit my job and be able to sell things full time. um I'm trying to put it into words. The I quit knowing this is what I'm trying to say. When I look stuff up on eBay, I see the item, I pick this up, like this Yankee, let's just say this Yankees hat right here. I picked this hat up, and what I'm looking for is the comps. There's 10 listed, but there's 100 sold. So that is a great sell through rate. In the last 90 days, at least, that's 100% sell through rate. That's 90 days. That's 100 things that were sold. That's gonna sell one a day, at least one a day. Um, that's how I thrift. That's how I look at things. I don't buy stuff because in the hope that it's going to sell. Like, I don't know, like these sunglasses. These are no name brand. They're called Peck. I don't even know what these are. If you saw these, yeah, they look cool. They probably look cool on my face, but that's not going to sell. That's not going to make me money. So, you got to look at those things. I'm not spending my cash that I have, my inventory money, um, on things that don't sell. You understand? um, that's how I look at it. That's how I determine. That's how I learned. You don't learn this, in 1 second. You learn this over time, and it takes time to learn the process of how to be a reseller or how to do anything in life. You don't jump into something like you don't buy a house and you don't know how to turn a wrench. You know what I mean? Like you don't
Yeah.
buy a house and don't know how to do things, because why did you buy the house if you're not ready for it?
Right.
Or anything in life. I'm just saying that for an example, but it's I'm young. I'm 24, but I've learned a lot in the last, since I started working at the post office, having a real, I consider any job is real, but where the money's coming in and I can save and buy a house and buy the car of my dreams. And I was still doing that
Yeah.
with the post office, but now I'm trying to scale that and move it to another level and also have fun at the same time. I've been going out to dinner more, which is weird. Not
Well,
not to
you have more free time to do that, and you're
right,
probably not
like
completely
it's weird.
you're
Like,
probably not getting off from work and just being completely exhausted and
right.
covered in sweat and ready to go home and take a shower and take
Yeah,
a
that was
nap either.
another
Like,
big thing, like my
yeah,
parents would be like, yeah, we're meeting at 6:30 at Carrabba's, and it's like, I need to be clean. I just work, in the summertime, let's say, we're in September, but like say August, the hottest time of the year, I need to take a
right.
shower, like I'm
I'm
not
with
gonna
you,
have
bro.
enough time to get there. I get off at work
Yeah,
at 5:36, and that's 30 minutes home and then 20 minutes out, back out.
yeah,
It's crazy, but the
yeah,
whole thing is the freedom that we have, when you quit a
yeah,
job,
for
it's
sure.
really, it's not, oh my gosh, like I hate you guys, like it's more of like I've learned from you, and I've learned that someone talking down to me, treating me so disrespectfully, and now I can be my own boss, but treat other people with respect if I ever,
Yeah,
bring an employee in, or scale my business higher than what it is.
right.
um and I would like for you to do that as well, Jeff.
Well, it's hard for me to do that, Joey, man. When
Yeah.
I'm telling you, bro, between Monday and Tuesday, I made over $1,000 in 2 days delivering boxes for the courier company, and that's doing it on my time, making up my own work schedule, and a lot of the time that's working in the middle of the night. So it's hard for me to do that, bro. So what I would advise people to do, if you're in a situation and you're in a job you don't like, try to reduce your monthly expenses as low as you can, because
Yeah.
what that is going to do, that's your like monthly nut that you have to cover every month. So what
Mhm.
I have mine set up, it took me a year to do this, but what I have mine set up is like my cell phone bill is like $50 a month. My rent is like $450. I pay my light bill, that's like $100 a month. And then my car insurance, which is like $100 a month. So everything all in, including gas and food, groceries, cell phone bill, rent, utilities, everything is all in is less than $1,000 a month. So I can get like, let's say I get 5 paychecks from work for the month. I could take one paycheck, pay all my bills for the whole month, and then just be able to do whatever I want to go do, because everything's already paid for the whole month with one paycheck. So it's like, okay, the first of the month, boom, rent's paid, water, lights bills paid, cell phone bill, car insurance, all your bills are paid for the month. Then all you have to do is go to the grocery store, get food for the week or 2 weeks or whatever, put gas in your gas tank, and then should have any stress. But if you can do that, like reduce your monthly expenses, get out of debt. So like I don't have any car payments. I don't have credit card bills. I don't have, student loans. I don't have a mortgage. So anything like that you can do, the less expenses you have, the more free time you have. Like I have free time at 4 o'clock in the afternoon to hang out with my buddy Joey. If I
Mhm.
didn't and I had to work a corporate job, I would be stuck somewhere with a boss in a uniform and someone saying you have to be here exactly from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and
Yeah.
you have to do what we tell you to do. So those are just a couple little tricks that I would tell you guys. Get out of debt, reduce your expenses, and have an emergency fund set aside, because stuff is going to happen, man. I mean, stuff when you least expect it will happen. Your engine goes out in your car, your transmission goes out. You have a death in the family. Crazy stuff happens. It's called life. The other day, I was driving my car and I had so much on my mind. My car ran out of gas.
Oh my gosh.
I had to call AAA to come put gas in my car,
Oh
dude. And I
my
had to wait for
gosh.
3 hours for them to come put gas in my car, because I was going
Oh
to get
my
off the
gosh.
next exit, and the little light come on and it tells
Yeah.
you like, dude, you need to get gas, and I'm like, yeah, I'm good. I'll get off the
Yeah.
next exit, and then it just starts coasting, and I'm like hitting the gas, and it's got no juice, and I'm like, what is going on here?
Oh my
And
gosh.
I was just coasting, bro. But yeah, man, for sure. If I get to that point and I make enough money from YouTube and eBay and all this other stuff, I would. But when I have a job where I can make, close to 100 grand a year, and I get to be my own boss, and most days I only have to work 4 or 5, 6 hours a day. And then whenever I want to be off, I just log off the app on my phone. I'm done for the day. It's hard for me to quit that to just sit home and list items all day, you know?
No, I
So,
no,
but
whatever works for you, and that's awesome.
yeah, for sure, for sure. Let's say hello to some Hot Flip. Heidi is in the chat. Urban Foster is here. Um, the ATO Flipper says, Jeff Flippy, hold $1. Man, ATO Flipper's been killing it. He's just playing around. He's been killing the game. But
I'll give you
I am
$2.
happy that I am happy that he had 1,000 subscribers recently. We got a question from Terry Picker Flipper is here. It says, do you sell at flea markets or go to flea markets to thrift?
I would love to. I have a flea market, but it's like vendors, like it's like newer stuff, or the same people that are there, and it's just not as good as, like, let's say Harry Tornado, or like other people that do flea markets and stuff. I love flea markets. It's just different in my area. I have kind of like a smaller town. It's not small, but it's like not big, but it's like in the middle, kind of the middle lower. But it's just, you see the same people with the same stuff. It's like, I'm wasting my time. I'd rather go to Goodwill or Salvation Army, or a garage sale if it's there. But
Yeah.
even those are just being slim lately. um Sorry, I'm getting out of breath. Being sick from the COVID and stuff. Like, I'm still, like, sometimes out of breath.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, like, I would love to go to the flea markets more often. I There's one like an hour north of me that I might try one time on a Saturday morning or something like that. I might do that.
Yeah.
It's just the schedule that we have is just so perfect. We work Tuesdays and Wednesdays, thrifting, and and then we come home and list it, like, for the weekend, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and then Monday, like, I go out, I do like Facebook Marketplace deals like Thursday and Friday. Like today, I just sold a dresser that we had when we
Oh, a
first moved
dresser.
into my house. Yeah, it was a
Let's
older
go.
one.
Let's
Yeah,
go, Joey.
I sold it for $100 on Facebook, so that was nice.
Right.
So they came and picked that up this morning, and I helped them put it in their Suburban, like Tahoe, and
Yeah.
yeah, so I did that today, and
Well,
so
the awesome thing is you and Dustin, you get to go together. That's the cool thing. So it's not
right,
like you
yeah,
have to report to a job. You guys just get to go together and you get to go thrift shopping together. And you're like, hey, look what I found. Look what I found. And you guys
right.
get to, I bet you probably like compete because you're a competitive guy. So I bet you're like trying to see who can find the best stuff, right?
So, like, what we do when we go in the thrift stores, like, she goes.
Can't hear you, buddy. Oh,
Sorry, I was getting a phone call.
all right.
But because I'm on my phone. Sorry.
It's all good.
But what was I saying? Yeah, we go to. She does the clothing first, and then I do the hard goods section. So, like, I'll do like the pots, like, or golf clubs, or shoes, and like the knickknack stuff, or plates, or if I see things that are worth a lot. That's where I go first, and then I go to the men's clothing, because it's hard to look at all the, go in a thrift store and you can see all the clothing. There's a lot. So she starts, like, in the girls section first, like for the leggings, like for Lululemon or Athleta, and then she moves into the jeans and the shorts, and then I go into the men's section because I know that more because I wear men's clothes. Like, I'll go to the t-shirts and try to look for vintage clothing, shorts, like polo shorts, or Nike dry fit golf pants and golf shorts, like, all those kinds of things. So so that's what we look for. And it's just fun, like, you have a routine, and you find it's just the thrill of the hunt, like what you were saying earlier. It's just like the adventure of trying to find something new, and learning new things as well while you're thrifting. You look at something and
Yeah.
you're like, what's this brand? I never heard of this one. You have the eBay, the encyclopedia of reselling. You look it up and you see how much is listed and how many is sold and how much it's selling for and how much
Well,
Goodwill is selling it for.
Well,
And
you know what the best thing is, Joey, is you look happier, bro. Like you just
right,
seem happier. You seem like you get your 8 hours of sleep. You get your 3 meals a day. You
yeah,
feel like almost like an animal that got released from a cage from the
like a
zoo, and now
beast.
you're like in your natural habitat, bro.
Yeah,
That's what it
yeah.
looks like. It's like, hey, I'm out of this like cage of the zoo now, and I'm in my natural habitat. But go ahead, I didn't mean to interrupt you, bro.
No,
So you're out here killing it. You and Dustin, you're out here sourcing. And what do you guys usually hit up? You hit up mostly Goodwills or thrift stores, or
so
what is the
we
places you guys go to the most?
right. So we do Goodwills and Salvation Armies. Or I mean, that's really it. Like, we have a certain path that we do, and it's been working, and I'm not gonna change something that's working.
Yeah.
you know, I wish the prices were different, and I wish Goodwill didn't send their stuff to Shop Goodwill, you know, but you learn and you overcome it and you adapt to the situation.
Well,
Um,
what's some of the items that you've been selling the most of? I know we talked last. You said you were selling a lot of hats. You've been selling shoes. What's some
right.
of the hot items that you've been selling a lot of lately? That's been keeping the keeping the things going, keeping the packages being shipped out.
So our bread and butter is clothing, believe it or not. I mean, we sell stuff for at least $20 to however much they sell.
Yeah, your audio went out again. There you are. I
Sorry,
think you're back.
I got another
Go
phone
ahead.
call. I'm
I
sorry.
know. I'm telling you. I told you you're a YouTube celebrity now, bro. People will come track you down.
I
So
know
go
people
ahead.
are getting
So
off
so
of
what
work and
what
they
are some
call.
hot items that you've been selling a lot of, and then we're gonna find out what's Joey's plan for fourth quarter because we're at the end of September now. We got October, November, December. Santa Claus is coming to town, and this is the time when most resellers cash in is fourth quarter. So talk to us a little bit about what are some hot items that are selling good for you, and what's the game
Right.
plan for fourth quarter, Joey?
So we're selling a bunch of clothing, which is our bread and butter that we sell, and believe it or not, they sell for at least 20 to however much it is. And also, really anything that flips, like I really have a good eye to look throughout every shelf. I really like going through the kids section, like toys and stuff, like Nerf guns. They usually do really well for me. Shoes are still a hot commodity. But like I said before, it's you got to look these items up, see if they're selling, see if their sell through rate is good. That's the name of the game, and just keep. The thing is, like, you need to keep sourcing. You need to come home and keep listing. Like, it's just it's a hard, it's hard, but you got to get out there and go do it. It's just part
Yeah.
of anything in life. If you want something, you got to go get it. If you want a house, how are you going to do it? You got to make money, and
Right.
it's just it's really cool what we do. So, and
Right.
so
Well,
for my fourth quarter, is just I'm not changing nothing. I really like the schedule that I have. The plan is just keep working hard, and just keep listing. I mean, I feel like the toys, for Christmas, like people were doing the Walmart clearances like that they have every year, in July and January. You can stock up on those kids, things and sell them on eBay and stuff like that. But, I'm just going through the motions, man. I'm still doing the same thing that I normally do. There's no, I mean, this is my first time full time, going in Q4. I mean, before I was in Q4, I was selling stuff normally. I mean, it was just normal. People buy
well,
stuff for themselves, more than they probably buy for other people. So it'll be a little bit more in sales probably. I mean, we sell used items. I mean, there's some new stuff, like if we find new clothing with like tags and stuff. Um, but everything is used. So people are mainly thinking about themselves, or if like their childhood, and their family, like, they love Ninja Turtles and they buy an action figure or something. That's cool. But it's just keep listening, keep selling. That's
so
what we're doing for Q4.
So, Joey, I got a question for you. I'm going to put you on the spot. I put people on the spot on my
Of
show.
course.
So,
I'm
tell
I'm
me,
ready for it.
how many
I'm
items
ready.
do you currently? Well, that's what the people are here for. They want the guys to be put on the spot. So, how many items do you currently have listed on your eBay store? And do you and Destiny, do you guys share one eBay store? Or do you guys have two separate eBay stores?
So we share her eBay store, which is from, well, what happened was I had my own and she had her own. So every day on our lunch break we would go to Goodwill, bring home our stuff and list it. But we have everything on her store right now. I still have stuff listed on my other store just to kind of have things rolling. I list a couple things over there just to keep it, the process rolling, just so it's still going. But we have four. I think it's like here. I can't. I don't know if I get off here. I'll probably switch. But we have 1,480 items on eBay, and then the sold we have 807 or something like that, and sold.
Yeah. So, it sounds like a pretty high sell through rate.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, man, I've ingrained and into like a stamp on Destiny forehead to
Yeah.
find items that sell. Don't buy items because you think they're cool. Buy items because they sell. There's a total difference, than shopping,
Right.
than working.
Yeah. It's different when you're shopping for yourself as opposed to shopping for somebody else. It's like, oh, this
Right.
is cool. I would buy this for me, but you have to understand you're buying this for somebody else. So
Yeah.
it's almost like you're mystery Santa shopping for somebody else
Right.
that's gonna
That's kind of
resell,
like what
right?
it is,
That's
really.
what it feels like, right?
Uh-huh.
So, hey, let's say hello real quick to a few people here in the chat. I wanted to say hey to Knucklehead Hustle is here. Y'all been blowing up the active listings.
Yeah,
Awesome.
man.
And I wanted to say hey to the flipping sports guy. He says Destiny listed 1,475 of the 1480. So I don't know if that's true or not. Noob Ernie says, Joey, are you 22 years old? We told him earlier. Tell everybody how old you are now.
I'm 24, so they're probably looking at the Joey Bada Bing 22. The reason why I've had this nickname since I'm really little, and my favorite number is because my mom's birthday is February 22nd, so that's why it's my favorite number.
All right, awesome. Now, Baldy Pal Pickens says, Joey, do you miss working at the UPS post office even a little bit?
Yeah, I do. I miss my friends, because I don't see them anymore as I usually do. I still go in there to get boxes. That's like my way
You
of
like
still
stop
seeing
by,
them.
you guys have that awkward thing, like, I used to work here. I'm just coming through to get boxes.
Yeah, I'm kind yeah. And they
All
all
right.
miss me. They like my coworkers, they loved me. Even the
Yeah.
managers, but a couple managers were kind of jealous of probably the car I was driving and what the things that I have and stuff like that.
Right.
So
Well, but the thing is, dude, I think the biggest thing is that you're a young guy and you're full of life, you're full of energy, and you have so much potential of things that you can do. Because people can always buy a house or a
of
car or a
course.
cell phone. All that stuff comes and goes, bro. But you can't buy time. That's the one thing you can't buy. So
And that's
I
what
wanted to say, hey, go. I wanted to say, hey to Nanik is in the chat. Says, hey Jeff and Joey, my buddy BK from the Rockies. Noob Ernie says, would you ever shave your beard? I think we've almost had it happen once, but it hasn't happened yet.
it was funny because me and Drew we were on FaceTime because I talk to him all the time. And I was like, bro, what? I was like, we were about to go live on my Monday night lives. I was like, bro, let's just shave our beards right now. And he's like, you won't. I was like, you won't. And then we were like, yeah, we won't. So
Well, one time Joey was live with Drew, and he said, if I get enough viewers to come tune into our live stream, he's like, I'll shave the beard. And I think
right,
me and Art Vandelay and a bunch of us were like throwing the posts in the community section, trying to get enough people to show up to do the
right,
live stream. But I don't
yeah.
think we got enough viewers that day. Um,
It was we had a
Cherry pick.
lot. I think it was like at like 200 or so. I don't know. It was like
It was
180. We
it
were
was
trying to get to 200 or something.
It was something crazy. Cherry Picker Flipper says, Jeff, approximately how much money do you make from YouTube? Well, with YouTube, you get paid on views. And I have a small channel. I only have like 4,600 subscribers. Joey's at like 5,300 or something. And if you're a bigger channel, like let's say Rally Roots or somebody that has 100,000 subscribers, I think they said they made like $75,000 a year just from their one YouTube channel. But you have to remember, you get paid on how many views you get. So when they have something and they get 100,000 subscribers and they get 20, 30,000 views of video, they're making money from views. I don't make that much money, guys. Usually it's around $100 to $200 a month. And considering that I drop 4 to 5 videos a week, it's like less than minimum wage. So if you want to get into YouTube, just do it because it's something that you really want to do. I have a great time getting to talk with my friends. I had, Big Cheese Flips was on yesterday.
Cody,
Big Cheese Thrifts was on. And I get to hang out with Joey tomorrow. I get to hang out with Matt is going to be here from eBay Posh Man. I don't know if you know him.
right?
And then we have Nashville Flippers are going to be here on Saturday. So we've got some good guests coming on this week. We have a question in the chat. I didn't mean to miss it. Hot Flip Heidi says, what is the one thing you used to source that you no longer pick up while sourcing?
Great question, Heidi. A lot of you know me for the shape ups. I used to pick them up. They sell for great money. I mean, I've bought in shape ups for $2 and sold them for 80. But the 4 that I've sold have all crushed my dreams and everything because they break and they deteriorate over time. And I have a whole YouTube video on there about shape ups. And I'm the king of shape ups. Someone just tagged me right before I went on this live. Someone tagged me and said, "Thank me, Father, for I have sinned." They bought some shape ups, and you guys know me. I hate shape ups, so
Yeah. I just try to stay away from stuff that's glass or things that I think that's going to break while shipping. And I try to stay away from clothes just because I don't like taking photos. I don't like doing the measurements. And I don't like getting 99 questions on eBay, people asking me about the measurements. And then they buy it and then they say the shirt or the
Yeah,
doesn't
we
fit and then they want to return it. So I just try to stay away from clothing. If I can pick up hats, I'm good with hats. Shoes,
yeah,
I'm good with shoes. But sometimes, it's like I'll pick up a pair of blue jeans and I'll put like size 36, 32 in the description. I'll take all the photos. I'll have everything set up perfectly. And then you still get 99 questions. Well, is it 100% cotton? Well, all this stuff. And I'm just like, you either want it or you don't. Like, I mean,
right,
I have stuff to do and I'm not answering 99 questions on you maybe want to buy it or you don't.
right.
That's just how I feel about it. Let's give a shout out here real quick to Flippin' Eric says, the best part about YouTube is learning the aspect where you will make the most money. Well, I'm telling you, man, the best part about YouTube is just the community of people that you get to meet. There's so many people that I would never get to meet if I didn't have a YouTube channel. Just last Friday, I got to hang out with Amazon Lit. I get to go every week. I get to hang out with people like Joey Bada Bing, Rosin Grind Picker. I get to do a podcast with him now every Sunday. So there's just so many cool people that I would never meet if I didn't have a YouTube channel. They wouldn't be
Right.
just like, oh, you're just some guy named Jeff. I'm like, no, I've seen you. I've seen you. Like I'm telling you, when I went to this meetup on Friday, people I've never met before, they were like, oh, you have a YouTube channel? What's it called? And I said, eBay Addicts. He says, oh yeah, I've seen your channel before, and I've never even
Yeah.
met the guy. He just was like, he was like, I
That's
know
so
you. Your
cool.
voice sounds familiar. So that by far is like the best part about it is just being the community of people that you get to meet. I wanted to
Well,
say hey to the middleman picker is here.
well,
Uh, Baldy Powell says Joey has just changed her mind about being a bigger part of the videos. I know that girl is camera shy.
she's the same. I don't think she'll ever change. I'm usually the one in videos. Like I'll show her a little bit, but she, yeah, I don't think so.
All right. I wanted to say hey to Rampage Reseller says I always have the buyer pay for returns just in case they have buyer's remorse. I wanted to
Yep.
say hey to Sal's HQ. Urban Foster is here. Dave Sports Quest is here. Says I'm watching while at the post office now. Thanks for hanging out. And I
Oh,
wanted to say hey to
wait, he
Knucklehead
said he's
Hustle.
working at the post office. Did you see
Oh, he's working at the post office. I thought he was like waiting in line at the post office.
that?
Okay, well, thanks for hanging out with us. Check it out. Our buddy is here, Zach. Utah bought and gone. Said, look at that haircut. Fire. It's fire, Joey. It's fire. And eBay Addict says, you'd be surprised how many folks you meet through YouTube and how many you know. Yeah, it's great when you get to run into people. It just opens up so many doors for you, like
Right.
the people you never would have got a chance to meet. So, Joey, man, drop some knowledge. We got it. This is the round where you get to drop knowledge bombs on us. All right. Now, if somebody is at a dead end job, they're at a job they don't like. They got somebody disrespecting them. They're pushing them around. They're stuck to this 9 to 5 schedule. They want to get at these handcuffs. They call them golden handcuffs. Golden handcuffs that you have around your wrist. Drop some knowledge on us. What will be your top 3 tips to help somebody if they're at a job, they don't like it, they want to put their 2 weeks notice in, they want to say, here you go, here's my 2 weeks notice in, sayonara. What would you tell them to do? And what would you tell them to do as far as growing their eBay business so they can get to that point? Because it's not like you just quit your job and said, I'm just going to sit home and play video games all day.
Right.
You're like, I'm going to use my extra free time from not working and invest this time into my eBay business, which helps cover your bills. So talk a little bit about that.
So guys, it's a very hard decision to make. It was very hard for me because, like I said, in early in this podcast thing here, I it was a hard decision. I mean, I have people in my DMs saying, Joey, why are you quitting this job? And it's just like, it's not why, it's the freedom, man. Like I'm like I said, I'm here in my family's house. I'm in my brother's room. This actually used to be my room, but we changed the garage to be my room, and now that's a poker room, and now this is my brother's room. But yeah, like, it's the freedom that I have. Like, I could never, like I said, I'd still be in the mail truck right now. It's 4:46. We usually come at like 5 to 5:30, and I had my own route, and it's just it's really cool that I quit my job. But the thing is, guys, I made that research. I did everything in my willpower to learn about what I'm doing to be successful in anything I do. You know, it really taught me that I can do anything in this world, and I don't have to, you know, rely on a manager or rely on a job to make sure I pay my bills. I'm relying on myself, and I know the potential that I have. I worked so hard at the post office, and I still did, even though I knew one day I was going to quit. You know, even it was like 2 years when I learned about this. I'm like, I'm taking this to the moon. You know,
Right.
it's so endless. You know, it was just on my lunch break. You know, I was bringing $100 items every day on my lunch break. It's like, you know, not like that all the time. You know, there's days where you don't find anything, but being present at the thrift stores and being there at the right times, because there's so many thrifters out there. There's so many people doing the same thing as you, and you know, it's just the grind to learn and to really learn, not just to say you're going to learn. Do it. Don't do something and don't talk about it. It's something that my dad says all the time. He's like, you talk about doing all this stuff, but you don't do it, you know. And he's like, do it, you know, get out there and go do your thing. And he probably, if he was over here, he'd probably be running in here saying the same thing, you know. And
Yeah.
I learned from the best as my parents. You know, always pushed me to be the best, and I try to be the best, or the best at what I'm doing, and not to be better than anybody. I just want to be the best at what I do, and you know, and be proud of what I'm doing. You know, just don't quit your job because I quit my job. Quit your job because you're doing what you love. I love this. I don't think I would want to do anything else other than trying to build and scale up my business. You know. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. You know, I love,
Yeah.
like I said, I love what I do, and I'm going to continue doing what I love, because there's only so much time on this earth. You know, enjoy your family, enjoy your kids if you have kids, enjoy your animals, enjoy, you know, your brothers and sisters, your aunts and uncles, your grandma and grandpa, because, you know, you never know when you know, tomorrow could be your last day. Enjoy every moment, you know?
Yeah, man. So talk to me about a little bit about what's going on as far as reselling. So, if someone's goal is to make a full-time income from reselling, what would be your top 3 tips that you would give them to help them out? Because you talked earlier about sell-through rates. So when you guys are scanning a barcode on eBay, it tells you, you can look at the sold listings. It'll show you how many of them's listed, how many of them is sold, and you can kind of look and see what the percentage of that sales rate is for that item and how many of them sold over the past 60 days, 90 days, or whatever. It'll tell you on the eBay app. So tell us your tactics. What will be 3 top tips you can help somebody? They want to make a full-time income from eBay. What do we need to do, Joey? Tell us. Give us a down low.
So, like I said earlier, which is probably gonna be the same thing I'm saying right now, is, you know, I'll say it for example, this Yankees hat. We all know the Yankees are the best because they're my favorite team. But all kidding aside, is, you know, if you see this hat and, you know, there's 100 listed and there's only 10 sold, that's not that I mean, you could buy it, but you're competing with 100 other people to sell this one item that you probably bought for $1.50 at Goodwill, and you're only selling it for $10. You know, that's kind of like a waste of your time. But if there's these sunglasses and they're Ray-Bans, and, well, not really like that, but you know what I mean. If I had this item and if it was a pair of shoes and there's 12 listed and 50 sold, I'm buying them, because that's gonna sell. That's gonna sell, and then in the next 90 days, that's, someone's buying 50 of them in the last 90 days. So you got to look at those things and look at those aspects. What's gonna help me with my business? I don't want to buy something and I'm wasting my money on this $1.50 item, but it adds up. You know, if you keep buying things and they're not selling, they're sitting there. Obviously, you can sell them to make your money back. You can have a garage sale and do that, or you could just put an auction on eBay, start at 99 cents plus shipping, so you're not completely losing. And if you sell it for $5, you made $3, you know. And
Yeah, I'm with you, man. Sometimes I'm at a thrift store and I'll come across an item and let's say I see this item for 50 cents and I look it up on eBay and it says it sells for $20. But if you just get a hurry and you're excited, like, oh, I found this item for 50 cents and it sells for $20, like
yeah,
before you go and buy it, you might as well look at the sold listings and see how many of them sold. Because let's say
right,
if you grab it and you go home, you may be stuck with that item for 6 months. It may just be
right,
sitting there on the shelf. But if you can look up the sold listings, it will tell you how many of them sold in the past 60 days, 90 days, and you already have a good idea. Like, okay, I know that this item has a track record of selling XYZ number of this item in the past 60 or 90 days. So you already have a general idea. You're not just like going in blind, you know?
Yeah.
So we have a question here from the chat. Bowling Pal says, Joey, would you pay $30 for a Nerf gun worth $75?
Yeah. If I know that thing's gonna sell, dude, I what did I pay up for? I paid up for a blender. I've spent $75 on this Vitamix blender that I know that sells all day long for at least $175 to $200. Yeah, you're gonna pay up for it, but they sell. They sell. That's my main thing. Like I know I'm getting passionate about it because sometimes you have to spend up. You have to have the capital. You have to have the money to do that. We do, but you have to. You can't buy that $75 item and then think you're gonna sell it for 100. I'd rather not pay for it if it's only selling for 100. You're only making $20. But if the sell through rate is good, if you bought a video game for $75 and sold it for 100, yeah, you're still gonna make, well, with fees taken off, you're making at least 10 to 12 to $15. If you're doing plus shipping or free shipping, you know. But that stuff sells. Video games sell super fast. Nerf guns sell really fast. If I'm paying $30 for a $75 item that I know they're paying shipping as well, I'm doing it all day. That's almost a $25 to $30 profit. That's easy money you're leaving on the table if you're leaving that at the thrift store or garage sale or something. But you gotta know in your heart that it's gonna sell. But not in your heart. You have to look on the eBay app.
On the
You
phone
have to
comp.
look
Look
on
the
the
phone
eBay
comp.
app. You gotta look at the eBay app. Just because you think in your heart that it's gonna sell, I don't care what your heart says. I want to know what eBay says.
Yeah. Right.
So that's how I determine stuff like that.
Right. Well, let me give a shout out here to Hot Flip Heidi, Baldy Pal Pickin' real quick. Cherry Picker Flipper says, thank you for your time. Yeah, you're welcome. I wanted to say hey to TJ is in the chat. I want to give a shout out to Salizate's Q is here. Says, I hate the humidity. New York City is real humid in the summer season. Hot Flip Heidi says, I asked a question earlier about sourcing an item you no longer source. Was answered, but I might have missed it while eating. Joey says, tell them again what was the item that you no longer source again. Let them know.
So I don't source the shape ups anymore because I have a whole YouTube video that you can go watch, Heidi. I'm sure you maybe seen it. But yeah, never buy shape ups. But if you do, just do the bend test and then send me a picture when you get the return.
Rampage Reseller says, have a great show, guys. I had to do a couple listings and pick the kids up from school. Thanks for coming by and hanging out. Said sub to both of you. Middleman Picker, Flippin' Eric is here. Said took me 5 years. I moved my job to that too. Yeah, I think Flippin' Eric says Friday is his last day. Baldy Pal says Joey gets top bunk. Get out of the way, Anthony. And anybody else? And I want to give a shout out to Zach here. So hey, Joey, man, I appreciate you coming on and hanging out with me, bro. We've been live for over 50 minutes. So before we let you go, do you have any final words of wisdom, any final thoughts that you have? Because I feel like me and you are on the same playing field because I tell people all the time, man, just go out and do great things in life. Do things that you want to do. Like I have my sister's kids, my 2 little nephews, and whenever I get free time on the weekends, I want to be able to go take them to the beach, take them to Chuck E. Cheese, take them swimming at the pool, and just be the cool Uncle Jeff. Because I only have a small window to do that. In 10 years from now, when they're teenagers, they're not going to want to hang out with Uncle Jeff. They're not going to go swimming. They're going to be out there chasing girls or hanging out with their friends. Uncle Jeff's going to be way on the back burner. And it's going to be like, hey, Uncle Jeff, can I borrow the car keys? Can I have money to go play at the arcade or go to the movies? It's not going to be, let's go to Chuck E. Cheese with Uncle Jeff. Uncle Jeff's going to be way down to the totem pole. So talk to me, buddy. What is some words of wisdom or final thoughts you can leave our audience with? And then we'll let you go, all right?
First of all, if you're still watching this, guys, hit that like button and comment down below. Let's go. But I just want to say thank you, Jeff. You're an absolute man. I always love coming on your lives. I love chopping it up with you and just telling everybody the real about my life, your life. And you're just an awesome person, Jeff. I really love these lives that you do because I always jump in your lives and say, what's up? Or or whatnot.
And always come on, even though I haven't been officially invited on your channel yet, I still come by the live streams and hang out and show support. You'll always see me in the comment section showing support, buddy.
For sure.
We got to meet up soon, man. Whenever you're free. Hey, you know what, man? Next time you're in Orlando and you visit Drew, just message me on Instagram and say, hey, I'm in Orlando. Come hang out, and we'll grab a bite to eat for dinner or something. Because
Dude,
it's hard for
sure.
me to drive 3 hours there, or for you to drive 3 hours
Right?
to Tampa.
Dude,
But I
it's
can meet
3
you
hours.
halfway
Yeah.
if you're in Orlando. I can meet you halfway and drive 45 minutes or an hour. So just
Next
message
time I
me and
go,
we'll meet up and go out to dinner or something. I don't
next
want to
time I
mess
go to
up, intrude
Orlando,
with your plans. But if you're in the neighborhood,
no,
hit
you're
me up,
good.
bro.
For
Yeah.
sure. Next time I'm in Orlando, I'll hit you up for sure.
Yeah, for sure, man. So, do you have any words of wisdom you can leave our audience with, and we'll let you go, buddy?
Words of wisdom. Just enjoy your life. Don't listen to me because you want to quit your job. Enjoy your life. It's your passion. It's what you want to do. Enjoy life and live life to the fullest. That's all I gotta say.
All right, awesome. I just want to give a quick shout out here to the Selling Sniper. Says, let's eat eBay and other things. And I wanted to give a shout out to the Middleman Picker, my buddy BK from the Rockies, Baldy Pal Pickin, and Hot Flip Heidi, and anybody else in the chat that I missed. Go ahead and go and subscribe to our guest, Joey Bada Bing 22. His links are going to be down in the description. Let's go ahead and help him out and go subscribe to his channel. And one more thing, guys. Tomorrow, 4 o'clock Eastern, you guys want to come by and hang out? I have eBay Poshman will be here on the show, and he's a big shoe seller and clothing seller. He'll buy stuff from Ross and Marshall's, Burlington Coat Factory, and let's say he'll buy a pair of cleats for $20 and sell them for $100 on eBay. So if you want to see how he makes a full-time living reselling on eBay and quit his job working in the warehouse to be a full-time reseller, I'll see you guys tomorrow, 4 p.m. Eastern. Until then, go follow our guest, Joey Bada Bing 22. Right? Give us an outro, Joey.
Mailman.
Right. Okay, guys.
All right,
You guys have a great day. We'll catch you guys later. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye, guys.